up, guys? I'm with a brand new video. And today, guys, we're going to be doing some work on a WPL C24 today. This video I've been recording over the past couple days because I've been waiting on some certain parts and stuff like that. I was going to make this video into one big video, but once I start putting all the clips together, it's going to be like a half-hour video. So I decided to split it up. I'm still waiting on a speed controller as we speak, so I couldn't even upload this video probably for another couple days. But that should be coming in any day. So for this video, we're going to be fabricating a skid plate for the center transmission for the motor. We're going to be wiring up the motor and messing with the receiver and getting that all in working order, and just doing a bunch of little stuff like that and a bunch of little modifications and talking about this rig. But yeah, guys, this video is kind of long, so sit back, grab a snack, and enjoy. Alright, guys, so I've been looking at this, and I feel like this, where the transmission is for this motor, is a pretty bad spot to get hung up, because it goes past these frame rails, and it's nice and flat, so you're easily going to get hung up on stuff, I feel. So what I'm going to do is I have some of this old, metal and screws and stuff like that from, like, you know, one of those kits where you can build that's all made out of metal and stuff like that. I don't know, but I have an old kit that I was lying around, so I decided I think I'm going to attach, I think right here where the motor mount is, and then I'm going to bend this up around like a hoop. I'm going to make like a hoop, and then I'm going to put another piece right here, so it's kind of like a skid plate. Just a small one to round that edge out a little bit, so maybe I can, like, you know, like rub over it. Like, so it would be easier if this hits the ground. It's not going to, like, get caught up on stuff. It'll kind of just, like, slide over stuff a little bit more. Just make this make this angle a little less, not 90 degrees, but like on an angle like that. So yeah, we're going to try to do that. Let's do that right now. Alright, guys, so I just found this other thing in my room, and I took one of the wings. It's just a metal flat piece right here, triangle, and I took it to the Dremel and the vise, and I bent up this little skid plate, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I just cut off the top of it, and it's going to be really, really cool. I screwed this into the motor mount, and I'm going to bend that up, and I might do another one on the other side, and then I'm going to literally just flip the truck over. I'm just going to, I think, attach it like that, and then I'm going to have to clear it out. I'm going to have it butt up like that, pretty much just in the middle like that, and then I'm going to have to clearance out this hole right here for the drive shafts, just a little bit. I think it'll be okay, but it's really close, and with these new metal CV joints that I'm getting, it might be a lot bigger, so I'm going to have to clearance out that hole a little bit, which will not be a big deal. So let's get mounting this thing and see how it looks, and then take it apart, and clearance that hole, and I might paint it too, maybe in another, like, maybe later or something like that, I don't know. But I'm going to keep it bare metal for now, because I want to see how it looks, and get everything done before I paint it black, probably, to match the frame. Yeah, guys. Alright, guys, so I tried many different methods of trying to attach this skid plate, but I just feel like this being bent up around this and everything like that, it just looks too tacky and just like kind of like garbage. So what I'm going to do is I have some super glue right here, and I'm just going to, and I even like tried thinking about like drilling into this, but it would go into the gearbox where the motor is, and it would just destroy everything, so I can't do that. Can't drill into that. So I'm just going to put a couple dabs of super glue, and just super glue that like that. And honestly, I think I'm going to leave it bare metal because I feel like it just looks a little better. But this should help with it getting caught up on things like that. It shouldn't like get caught up as much. It should just scrape along instead of like stopping the whole rig or from moving. So that should help a lot. And I left a little bit of space. There should be plenty of space instead of drilling that out and stuff like that, or grinding that down. I'm just going to leave it like that at a very slim angle, like not that extreme of an angle, just so that I can fit the bigger drive shafts in here, because they're going to be metal CVs. It's going to be a little bigger, so that's why I did that. It should work, and if the super glue doesn't hold up, then I can use like double-sided tape if I can. I just don't have any at the house at the minute, but my dad probably has some at his work, so when he goes to work, he probably pick me up some. But for now, I'm going to try to use this and see if it holds. If it holds, awesome. But let's go mount this really quick. Alright guys, so what helps is that this cage is ribbed kind of. So what's really nice is that when I put two beads of super glue on the most highest points in this transmission, and it kind of just held in place because this is like super glue is a liquid, not a gel. I like using gel super glue, but we ran out, so I had to use the liquid super glue. But it held it in place, so it's two beads, and I think that should be fine all the way across, and it spans the whole length of the transmission. So I mean, I literally just stuck it on, and it feels really sturdy. I don't know about yeah. I don't know. I can shake the whole rig from it, but I don't know if I could pick it up just yet from that. But I think eventually when it dries, I think I should be able to pick it up. But yeah. So after this, I think I'm gonna go move on to the electronics. Really quick, I already did this once I got the rig. I did this off camera, but I've figured out a safe receiver. It's right here, and it kind of just pushes in place. I'm gonna go flip this over, and you can see it fits perfectly. These wires have plenty of space to breathe. It's not like all cramped and everything like that. And yeah, that works really well. And also, I balanced out the front tires because what I did was the battery that I have. Let me just get this camper shell off. The battery that I have is too tall to fit into the battery compartment. So what I did is I put it right in the back here, and everybody's gonna say, "Oh, it's like the worst spot." Well, to put it because the center of gravity is really high, but honestly, it's not that bad. I haven't drove it yet, but I've tested it out and like on certain angles and stuff like that. And from like no battery being there, from battery being in here, it actually helps a lot. It's just this battery is pretty heavy because it's a 1600 milliamp battery, 6-volt battery. But it actually helps really well because without it, as you can see, the suspension barely flexes. But with that on there, with weight in the truck, the suspension flexes really well. And also, I have no weights in here, and I have about 0.25 of a pound in each wheel in the front. I have a secret to of of weighting down these tires. I might show that in another video, but I haven't been able to drive the rig, so I'm not sure if this is gonna this design is gonna work out. But if it does, I'll show you guys. It actually is pretty good. It works as long as you don't have any foams in the tires. But yeah, so the rig is pretty well balanced. I wish there's a little more weight in the front, but it is like pretty well balanced. I'm assuming that battery is about half a pound, and I have half a pound in the front and half a pound like right here. So at least this battery is further than the axle in the front, so it's good enough. I think it should be all right. Like I said, I have like an approach angle about like that, well, like a side slope angle right about there. But honestly, it doesn't even like with the rig like this, and with the rig with the battery on, it doesn't really it does not change like the how much angle this can be on like a slope like this. It doesn't change it at all. In fact, it actually helps it so that without it, it takes if it's balancing, it takes a slower time to come back to this. So like if I'm holding it in the air, it goes like that. But with this battery, it actually holds its weight down a little more, so it actually helps it be a little more stable when it's like that. But the approach angle is actually pretty good with the battery on there, so it's not the end of the world. It'll all come down until once I get this truck running, how it will handle it, and I'll just fine tune it from there. But yeah, guys, let's get back on to putting in the speed controller as well as these drive shafts. Alright, guys, we're just going to wire the motor leads on just now. This is my first time soldering, I think. Yeah, I think my first time soldering. But I guess it's the first time for everything. So what I'm going to do is off camera really quick. I'm just going to melt away a little bit of this this plastic insulation on this wire, just so that I got a little bit of a bigger space to get to some of this flux on, as you can see right here. Alright, now we're just gonna really quick get a little bit of flux on the tip and tap it onto our wire, our negative wire, and then we're going to go onto the the lead on the motor and put a little flux on that and dab it on there a little bit more. You know, just dab it on there. Then I think what we're going to do is attach the wire as so, like this. Get the negative from the positive. I think we're just gonna heat this up. And voila. Let it sit for a second. And I think we are good to go. Let's just put a little, heat up this flux a little bit and get it on the actual, oh my god. Dang it. Let's try to get this again. Okay, let's hold it. Let it. Okay, sweet. I mean, it's a pretty bad solder, but it's going to work. As you can see right here. It's gonna work. Hopefully. If it snaps off, I mean, I could just resolder it. Let's try to get the negative wire a little bit better. Alright, I think we're gonna do the same deal. Melt away some of this plastic. Just peel some of this back. And by the way, this lead does come with a kit, which is pretty decent. It'll get you going. It's pretty decent size. Just get a little bit of flux on the tip and tap it onto this. Cool. Now we're just gonna get a little more flux, and we're gonna put it onto the lead. Sweet. And then we're gonna heat and dry. Cool. Let me just try to clean this up a little bit. There we go. And this one. Sweet. Okay. So I think that's gonna hold. I'm gonna let it cool down a little bit. Unplug this so that can cool down, and we'll see how it turns out in about 5 minutes. Alright guys, so it's been about like 4 minutes, 5 minutes, I don't know. But it's cooled down, and yeah, I'm tugging on it and it's not going anywhere. Only time will tell. It doesn't look the best, and I did get a little bit of the can on the motor, like I kind of melted it a little bit, but it's fine. It's just a little tiny piece right here, so, and on the other side too. But it's not like this is gonna break it. It'll be fine. Everything's together. It doesn't look the best, but it's gonna do the trick, and it's relatively sturdy, so I think we're gonna be alright. And the speed controller is gonna sit where the battery tray is, so the wire only needs to be going like right around here. So it's probably like the perfect size for it. Yeah, this is gonna be like the perfect size. So everything's great. Next thing what I'm gonna do is, I don't know if I'm gonna do it right now or probably later. I'm making this video over the course of a couple of days. I haven't got the electronics yet or anything like that. So like the speed controller or the drive shafts, they're coming in the mail today or tomorrow. So when that comes, I'll put that in. But these are the lights. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do yet about that. I think what I'm going to do is either I'm gonna tap this into, I don't know if channel 3 on this it's a toggle switch. As you can see, this is like a similar remote, but it doesn't. Yeah, I think this is a similar remote. Just this is the AM version, but this is the switch right here for the channel C, the third channel, and it's a toggle switch. So I'm not sure. I never used a third channel before. I'm not sure if that's like an on-off button, or is that just gonna be like, it's a toggle, like, you know what I mean, like a toggle switch. Like when you press the button, it turns on, and then when you let go, it turns off. I'll have to find out. Maybe there's like settings or something like that I can change. But what I'm gonna do is I have this spare servo lead, and I'm gonna modify this to go onto this lead eventually, so that this lead will be on this wire, so I can plug it into the receiver. If that doesn't work, then I'll wire in directly to the motor, and there is not the motor, the battery. So like the lead that comes off the speed controller to the battery, I'll wire this into that, and it does come with the resistor to lower the voltage from 6 volts down to whatever it needs. I don't really know, because I read online, and if you just hook it up directly to 6 volts, these LEDs will burn out really quick. If I'm not sure if I'm going to do that. I might not. I don't really mind about, like, it'd be cool to have lights, but if it doesn't, oh well. I'll still leave it in just to make this look a little more full, instead of like there's a hole in there. I'll leave it in there. I don't care. I don't have to use them, but if that will work, then sick. Yeah, so that's done for today. When I get the other new parts, I'll plug this all in and see what happens. And yeah, guys. Alright, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Comment what you guys want to see in future videos. Like and subscribe. Yeah, guys, there should be a lot more exciting content for this truck very, very soon. I am super excited to get this thing up and running. I'm super close to getting it up and running. So yeah, the next few videos are going to be driving this thing, which I'm really excited for. But yeah, guys, see you in the next one.